It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Now that I got your attention, I guess I should probably mention I got a new album available now on my site. Nigga, fuck all that whining and bitching. You looking for greatness, then I'm the description. Dropping me by like a prison. Twisting your brow like ignition and split, nigga. That's what I call on the vision. I'm finna infiltrate, you cannot imitate. I'm from a pedigree, this is not Triple H. I took a road, you can't travel like Triple A. Do the impossible, just like a triple play. Genuine energy, I am not Timberlake. But a nigga too insane. Truck full of money, better pull up in the ring. So I can give a what the fuck about what a nigga think. I'm on some new shit, elevated my rubric. I'm an industry nuisance, giving my 2 cents. Telling niggas what the truth is. It ain't even about music. Everybody wanna know the cheat code. Bitch, I got bops on reload. I was just on live 2 hours straight. Ain't playing not one repeat song. I'm ready for the spotlight. I was on the block like a stoplight. Every day I catch lightning in the bottle. The niggas told lies, but not hitting spots twice. Couple years I was living on fried rice. Like a tree when I got to eat Popeyes. Gotta feed them, I get your whole top five. Spit heat on top like a rabbi. It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope that money on coming in for you. You know what I'm saying? Hope your account gets stacked like a motherfucking Pringle. You feel me? But your boy here is snowed in today, so we doing content for real, for real. And shout out to everybody. Much love and respect to everybody in the A, you know, with this whole snow thing. Shout out to everybody. Much love to everybody out in LA. My condolences to everybody that's losing their homes or going through it or, you know, affected by the fires or anybody that you related to that's affected by the fires. It's a lot going on. So I want to send love out to y'all as well. It's craziness going on. It ain't snowed out there been in a minute. But I'll take that than losing everything, you know. So my heart definitely goes out to y'all out there on the West Coast. Now, we're gonna be talking about Megan Thee Stallion in this particular video. As we know, yesterday she filed her motion and reasoning for why she felt like she deserved to get her restraining order against Tory Lanez. We went through that. It was a nearly 300-page filing. We went through that thing. Shortly thereafter, she was approved. It was granted that she got her restraining order from Tory Lanez. It'll be active until January 9th, 2030. Of course, Tory Lanez is still incarcerated, but I believe he will be eligible for parole in 2029. So by the time, if he actually gets out and is available to come home on parole, at that point, she will probably have to renew the restraining order once more, but that's where we stand on that. Now, of course, we uncovered yesterday that Tory Lanez was having what he thought were private calls over the jail phone, but I don't see why he thought it was all the way private because they tell you that the calls are being recorded. You know, that's kind of part of that's part of the deal when you get locked up is you're under constant surveillance and supervision, even when you think you're not, you know, you're property of the state at that point. So we heard him having conversations about Milagro, that he was on board with Milagro being represented by Unite the People, which is a nonprofit organization that he's become an advisory board member of. He was skeptical of whether or not that was going to be a conflict of interest. He was getting a little bit of cold feet about going public with that. Caesar McDowell, who's from Unite the People, he's not a legal attorney, but he is like a point of contact up there. He assured him that it wouldn't be a problem. Apparently, it turned out to be a problem because the recordings ended up basically drawing a line that him and Milagro are in tandem, not to mention the fact that his father has been sending Zelle payments over to Milagro for her platform, which is funding a platform that actively hates on Megan Thee Stallion. Most of the content that I've seen coming from her platform was either spreading misinformation during the trial or just flat out hating her, bashing her. Everything that she does, every positive news that she gets, it's negative. You know what I'm saying? And I understand you don't have to like a person, but running a hate campaign that's sponsored by somebody's assailant is different. I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I'm not gonna do it. So you can love, hate, disagree, agree with anything that's being stated in this video. None of the information from this video is going to change. I'm not going to retroactively record over it. So you're just gonna have to either live with it or go find somebody else to entertain you. Okay, that's it. But all of that proved to be, not in Tory's favor. Now, Megan Cuniff, legal reporter, she was present for this hearing, which Megan Thee Stallion was able to show up virtually. She was able to call in through video. But Megan Cuniff she released an article breaking down the specifics and the details of this hearing. Because remember, when we spoke about this yesterday, it was a pretty short video. It was about 13 minutes long in totality, because there wasn't a lot of information. But now, with Megan Cuniff coming to the forefront, we've got a lot more details about how things went, some of the quotes from the actual call, and so forth. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through it. And again, if you're not interested in Megan Thee Stallion news, I'm not sure why you clicked and came over here. All right? Especially on a video with her name in the subject line. Doesn't make any sense. All right. Judge bars Tory Lanez from contacting Megan Thee Stallion for 5 years. Megan testified via video in Los Angeles County Superior Court that she is a nervous wreck all the time and fears what will happen when Lanez is released from prison. Okay? In the middle here, that is a screenshot of the active restraining order. A judge on Thursday barred imprisoned rapper Tory Lanez from contacting Megan Thee Stallion directly or indirectly for the next 5 years as part of a civil restraining order. Megan testified would protect her from ongoing harassment, and that indirectly is specifically talking about via third parties such as a Milagro Grrrls, just so y'all understand. Megan says, "I haven't been at peace since I've been shot, and I'm just tired of being harassed." The 29-year-old rapper told a Los Angeles County judge via video from her home in Florida. Lanez, legal name Daystar Peterson, is serving a 10-year prison sentence after a jury convicted him of 3 felonies for shooting Megan and injuring her feet after a party at reality star Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills home in July 2020. Megan's lawyer said Thursday that a protective order in place before trial expired, and a 10-year criminal protective order should have been issued when Lanez was sentenced, but it wasn't, right? So they're going and saying that this is something that should have happened in the first place, but for whatever reason, it just didn't, right? Megan, legal name Megan Pete, can't currently obtain a criminal protective order because she described her relationship with Lanez as friends with benefits instead of a dating relationship, her lawyer said. The civil restraining order request includes a declaration from domestic violence prevention organizations that were concerned with this gap in the law where people like Ms. Pete are without protection in criminal courts. So basically, this is kind of like a loophole sometimes for violent offenders, right? Because if you don't identify the situation that you have with someone as an actual relationship, as in y'all are exclusive and not supposed to be seeing anyone else, if you're in a friends with benefits thing or you're just kind of seeing each other from time to time, it says here that you're not protected by a criminal protective order. You have to go civil. But not everybody knows that, and not everybody gets the correct guidance to go in that direction. They say it is illogical that she would have less protection now that Mr. Peterson has been found and convicted guilty. Lanez, who did not attend the hearing in person or remotely, is eligible for parole in September 2029, and Megan testified she fears he could try to contact her after he's released. She says, "I feel like maybe he'll shoot me again, and maybe this time I won't make it," holding back tears. She says she hasn't attended therapy lately because I've been feeling kind of like hopeless about this whole thing. No matter how much somebody tells me I need to get past it or it's going to be okay, it just seems like I have to relive it every day. The person who shot me won't let me forget it. I barely leave my house. I leave my house for work when I have to. She said she never had anxiety before she was shot, but now she's just a nervous wreck all the time. And these are additional screenshots of the protective order for Megan Thee Stallion. Mari Henderson asked why she wants a restraining order. Megan answered, because even from behind bars, he won't leave me alone. And again, we're talking about the commissioning he's doing with Milagro to keep the active campaign going. Everything that she does is constantly being up for scrutiny. Tory Lanez is still rapping about the incident in his new song with DDG. He's still rapping about the incident. So, yeah, that's what it is. And some people are going to say, well, why can't he tell his side of the story? Nobody's saying he can't tell his side of the story. He just has to find the appropriate measures in which he can actually tell his side of the story. And apparently he hasn't found them. But even from behind bars, whoa. She thought Lanez would have a moment to repent in jail and realize what he did was wrong. But even from behind bars, he is still showing that he's an angry person. And I'm scared that even when he gets out of jail, he's still going to be upset with me. He keeps showing me that he can get to me like he won't give me a day of peace. And I feel like for a fact when he gets out of jail, it's going to get worse. Now, I don't know all of the different mediums in which Tory Lanez may be trying to get in contact with Megan. So that's also another factor that I can't necessarily put my finger on, because if he's having other people that are reaching out to her on his behalf, that's also something different. Los Angeles Superior County Judge Richard Bloom says he believes there's ample evidence of harassing conduct dating back to at least July of 2020. The facts in this matter show both unlawful violence, credible threats of violence, and a knowing and unlawful course of conduct that seriously harasses the petitioner and serves no legitimate purpose. The order is effective until midnight on January 9th, 2030. It prohibits Lanez from being within 100 yards of Megan and says he can't contact her either directly or indirectly in any way, and specifically bans all types of communications and other electronic means. In their petition, Megan's lawyer cited a music video Lanez made to his song Cap, in which he's a butcher chopping up horse legs, then stands outside a courthouse, grabs a microphone from a reporter, and raps, "Bitches trying to end me so I cannot be polite." Lanez's lawyer, Michael Hayden, told reporters after court that Lanez shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Yeah, that was a little harsh. So even his own legal representation is saying that music video was inappropriate. How about them apples? He says, I guess you could call it speech because he was expressing himself through art. It's something that he did construct, and I don't think he'll do something like that again, said Hayden, a lawyer with the legal services group Unite the People, of which Lanez is a board member. They say I can't speak for him. I think that nothing like that is going to come about. I think he wants to mind his business. She wants to mind her business. Thursday's hearing was the first public airing of a case that began when Megan's lawyers filed for a restraining order on December 17th and said Lanez continues to harass Megan from prison, including through social media commentators such as Milagro Cooper. Megan is suing Cooper in federal court in Florida for defamation, promotion of an altered sexual depiction, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and cyber stalking. Henderson said Thursday that Cooper has a business relationship with Lanez's father, Sunstar Peterson, and said a subpoena revealed several payments from him to her. Lanez also discussed Cooper in phone calls from prison obtained by Megan's lawyers, and Lanez approved a statement about the defamation lawsuit and directed his lawyers to represent her. Megan's lawyers filed transcripts of calls from October 30th and November 7th between Lanez and Unite the People CEO Caesar McDowell. We went through these transcripts yesterday. Henderson also said in court that Lanez had a contraband. Tory Lanez also had a contraband cell phone while he was in prison. A secret cell phone that bans us from being able to hear any recording or monitored activity, which begs the question of what it is that he's directing through that secret cell phone, Henderson told Judge Bloom. Hayden said the request was not about violence, even though there may have been 4.5 years ago. It's about prior restraint of Lanez's right to freedom of speech. They say there's no evidence or threat of current or future harm to the petitioner. He has not contacted her and does not want to contact her. He does not even want to harm her. Hayden also says Lanez does not want to contact these third-party bloggers. He said bloggers such as Cooper have an independent mind of their own. He says if they want to be pro-Tory, they're pro-Tory. If they want to be pro-Megan, they're pro-Megan. There's not any cohesive control. Hayden said there isn't violence today and there won't be tomorrow. He added, as far as I know, and Judge Bloom said that would sort of underscore the concern here. Hayden referred to Lane's actions before trial as all the junk that happened, which drew a sharp response from Henderson. Miss Henderson says that is not junk. That is Miss Pete's life, and what happened to her from the time of the shooting to the time of today has been incredibly traumatizing. She's endured more than just smear campaigns, as people question whether she was even a victim at all. So yeah, your representation is piss poor. Talking about some all the junk that happened. That's not even appropriate language in the court. Henderson gave Megan the last word, and Megan told the judge that Hayden had referred to her trauma as junk. That's what they've been doing online. They have made people question, was I shot at all? Megan said. They tried to create a chaotic environment for me and have everybody attacking me. She said she knows that being a public figure comes with hearing a lot of people from all over the world talk about you. She says, I'm not trying to take anyone's freedom of speech away. It's the man that is orchestrating it. He's the person that shot me, and he's orchestrating people. Hayden cross-examined Megan only briefly, and he focused on the fact that she lives in Florida because she argued to Bloom that Los Angeles County isn't the proper venue for a restraining order. Henderson said they're not contesting that Miss Pete is a Florida resident. The basis for the venue is, as I stated, where the physical injury occurred. Miss Pete is currently a Florida resident, and that's not something we have contested. Not to mention the fact that if you're in the music industry or entertainment industry, period, you have to go through LA for opportunities, meetings, industry events, parties, etc. Judge Bloom said one issue is the lack of evidence about recent conduct, but he said older conduct shortly after Lane shot Megan is enough. He cited a ripple effect from violence. In some cases, it may be small ripples that go away with time, and in other cases, it could be ripples that grow with time. Ms. Pete's testimony here seems to make clear that the ripple effect here has been significant, whether or not it is then amplified or caused by these other events that are described. The judge recessed court and went to his chambers before issuing his final ruling. He said many facts exist, including the uncontroversial fact that Lane's engaged in a course of conduct that culminated in distributing approximately 5 rounds at petitioner that resulted in injuries to her. So anybody that's saying that this Negro did not shoot the gun, the judge literally said he shot 5 motherfucking rounds. You jumped in my comment yesterday and you know who you are. I will be surprised if you bring your ass here today. Talking about some, assault could also mean a threat. Oh, you talking about the 5 round nigga? That's a threat? I'll continue. Distributing approximately 5 rounds at petitioner that resulted in injuries to her, surgery, and from her testimony, lasting mental anguish. Megan said, thank you, Judge. Hayden said after court that this was going to happen today one way or another. He said the bigger picture is the lawsuit against Cooper in Florida because that's a speech issue. Megan's lawyers currently have until January 13th to respond to a motion to strike the complaint for failure to state a claim. And Megan Cuniff said she will be discussing the hearing, today at noon. So she's already done it by now. Now that part, I'm not going to, right? That's her content. That's all gravy. Y'all can go watch hers after this video is over because we're pretty much concluding at this point. So yeah, those are the details, nothing that we didn't know, nothing that we didn't necessarily expect. I was curious how the judge was going to, proceed with their verdict because you can never just outright predict what a judge is going to do. You don't know what their inherent biases are. You don't know how the presentation of the information is going to strike them. Some things that we think may be important, they may say are inconsequential. So you just never know what that looks like. But now we know what it looks like is Megan has her restraining order that she requested. And by the 13th, by Monday, she will be issuing her statement in response to Milagro because, of course, Milagro is trying to get the case dismissed. I'm pretty sure they're going to be very heavy-handed in their response because They got the restraining order issued yesterday. They have until Monday to get that in, so you could bet your bottom dollar they're going to include information about this recently received restraining order, which is going to have Milagro's name in the content. She's going to be a part of what Tory Lanez has going on, which is going to show connection, is going to show communication, is going to show money being exchanged in her direction, is going to show him discussing her behind bars and even being hesitant to speak publicly about his connection to her from behind bars, which also would create the question, why were you hesitant to go public about it if everything was above board? I'm no judge, I'm no legal professional, I'm no paralegal or any of the like. That is just what it seems to me as a logical person. Everyone that works in that field, I always welcome y'all to give me your perspective because you would know better than I, right? So let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.